Reading the Kingdom, episode 166, Super Bowl worthy. Doing our conference championship review, our Super Bowl preview, and once again, it's Coach's show, I suppose, to just revel in. How are you feeling, bud?
I mean, what other way could I feel? We had it was an incredible game Sunday. I know definitely some times where I was like, oh shit, but we got it done. We're back to the Super Bowl. It's 3 straight, and we have to go do our thing in NOLA.
Wonderful. Nick, how are you?
The biggest Eagles fan of all time. Where I thought I'd be.
You and me both. All right, so we'll start with where are we at? All right, we'll start with the Eagles and Commanders. I know that a lot of people were hoping to see Jaden Daniels. I mean, I'm obviously a fan, hoping to see him come through with the dub. Didn't quite work out that way. 55-23 really was not a close game. Absurd amount of turnovers. The Eagles defense was hunting. Pretty much, it was kind of like the Packers and the Eagles game. Like any mistakes you needed the other team to make, they made them. Jaden Daniels didn't do himself any favors by dancing on that rushing touchdown.
Yeah, but the thing I'll say about that is I really don't think Daniels – freaking dogs, give me a second here. I don't think Daniels necessarily lost that game. I think he played the best he could. No. Just with some of them special teams.
On him. No.
Yeah, nothing was really on him. I think it was more on the rest of the guys. But, you know.
I mean,
hold on one second.
No, yeah, definitely not on Jaden Daniels. But anytime you lose by 30+, it's pretty much on the whole team. There's really no way around it. But no, nothing specific against Daniels in that game.
No,
pick, but it was going down the stretch, and he was just trying to make a play.
Well, I think everyone, like the thing about him that seems to be continuing is how borderline like unfazed that kid is. Like he's just very poised, very controlled. Like he doesn't seem to get emotional. He's not throwing stuff on the sideline. He's not screaming at his O-line or anything. And he has reasons to scream at his O-line. I mean, they're doing decent, but not amazing. So yeah, I mean, I kind of thought the Eagles were going to win. I didn't really have any hopes that we'd see a Commanders Super Bowl, nor was I like really that jazzed about it because they're kind of like the Chargers of the East. Like they don't really have any fans. So that's why that one
came out about Dan Schneider.
Oh yeah,
how upset he is.
Yeah,
I think what's happened is a lot of Commanders, Redskins fans, whatever it may be, were so turned off by Dan Snyder that they just kind of abandoned the team. Whether they wanted to start to like other teams or not, I don't know. But I think that with Jaden Daniels as your quarterback, you're going to start to see a lot more people support the team. Again, like I said, I don't put this loss really on Jaden Daniels at all. You can just tell that people are drawn to him. So I would expect, and Nick said last week they got like $90 million in cap space. So they'll do what they need to do to make this team better. And I think it's just a start. I really do. I think they got everything that they need to have locked in Washington, whereas I can see them being good for quite a while, especially when you get a quarterback like Jaden.
100%. No, I was pretty still like an amazing run for rookie season. A lot to build on.
No one thought they'd be there. No one thought they. I mean, I don't think many people thought they'd be in the playoffs, and B, I don't think anyone thought they were going to beat the Lions, and they did that. So they pat themselves on the back. It was a great season.
100%. All right, so not really a whole lot to critique on that. I saw one interesting, John Rogers Jr. Raiders. Thank you, John. Yes, the Raiders.
Do you like the Coors Light? Don't like the Raiders cans, but do like some Coors Light.
Yeah, it's cool.
I don't drink beer. But, yeah, so the only thing the Eagles definitely looked more convincing. They got as many, like we said, a bunch of turnovers, a lot of luck, a lot of kind of sloppy rookie type mistakes that the Commanders as a whole made. I was less confident in the Eagles going forward in the playoffs, but after I saw the way they manhandled the Commanders, I'm a little more confident in them.
I feel better about the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yes, me too. Yes. Like Jalen Hurts said that it was an interesting way he phrased it, which of course everyone's jumping all over, is he said Nick Sirianni took the straitjacket off a little bit, or removed his straitjacket or something. So, I mean, I understand they didn't want to uncork him fully because they presumably have the Super Bowl left, which they now do. And Jalen Hurts isn't 100% healthy. So they got to kind of monitor that. But, we'll see. We'll get into our predictions in a minute. Before we get into that, we'll do the
most important game, dude.
And so Chiefs 32, Bills 29, All right, show's over. We're done.
Yeah, we're back again. And the great thing
again.
is that y'all like to hate. So many people like to hate, and I embrace it. Okay, my platoon when I was in Afghanistan, we were the hater platoon. So people hated us. That's all good. So I've been hating for 15 years now, so it's not that big of a deal. Great win. It was definitely what a lot of people I would say was like the Super Bowl. Obviously not, but it was a Super Bowl. Arguably the two best teams going at it. Was incredible to see that stop there at the end. In Spags we trust. Like I said, I said that numerous times. I was like, that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to come down to. I was trying to hype up Chiefs fans. You dialed up that great blitz on 4th and 5. Got it done. A lot of people will point to the first down or the lack of the first down there at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Okay, 13 minutes left after that play. I know that technically could be a game changer in just the way the game flows, and I get that. But the Bills had plenty of opportunities to win. I really don't think. I know some games this year people are going to say it's the Chiefs bias. It's the refs. Like we talked about with great teams, sometimes you get a little bit of bias. It's just the way it is. I mean, the Broncos, when they won 2 straight Super Bowls, I guarantee you they got calls that other teams didn't. The Raiders, when they won a Super Bowl before you were born, I'm sure they got calls too. So it is what it is, man. I don't put this game in the refs' hands. The Chiefs made more plays to win the game. And they have a tough test ahead of them against in Philadelphia. But you got 2 weeks to figure out how to stop Saquon Barkley, which I know Steve Spagnuolo is trying to do. And Chris Jones gave you the formula to beat the Chiefs, is take Steve Spagnuolo and make him a head coach. And hopefully he doesn't leave. But, just a hell of a game for both teams. And Pat just did enough to get it done. One of my favorite plays of this game, and I'll get off my rant and let you guys talk, was Pat runs it into the end zone, and he just shoulder checks DeMar Hamlin.
And doesn't get flagged. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
He doesn't get flagged for that.
And then Travis goes up and starts jawing, and then the Bills get flagged for some reason.
You can hate all you want, Nick.
It's weird how these things happen.
So we're back again, and it's exciting. So going for 3 straight is pretty freaking cool.
Nick, your thoughts on the game?
So while I do have some ref complaints, obviously the first down being one of them, honestly, the unsportsmanlike in the end zone, what he was just talking about, actually pissed me off a little worse than the other ones. It just either let him talk or don't let him talk. Make your decision. You can't make the decision after the Chiefs have already done it and before the Bills do it. Like that stuff's just annoying to me. So these are grown men. If they want to taunt each other, let them taunt each other. Obviously, you can't let them throw punches and stuff. But goodness gracious, like, they can talk a little bit. It's fine. They're grown men. They're going to be okay. They're getting paid millions of dollars. With the first down stuff, do I think it was the wrong call? Yes. But he's right. There were 13 minutes left in the game. The Bills got the ball again. Stop leaving it up to the refs, because you know which way they're going to lean. Don't leave it up to them.
Yep.
And the Bills, just like every other team before them, did just enough to hang in, left it up to maybe a couple of questionable calls, and they didn't go their way. So, I wish the Bills would have won? Absolutely. But is it their own fault? For sure.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, like I said, the Bills, like I don't hate the Bills. Like, like I hate the Bengals or hate some other teams. Josh Allen is a likable guy. So you almost feel bad that they lost. I mean, I don't feel bad that they lost, but look at a couple. It's funny, the Chiefs and Bills connection, right? The Chiefs trade up with the Bills, and the Chiefs draft Patrick Mahomes. They also jump ahead of them. They get Trent McDuffie because Elam was getting exposed like it was nobody's business.
He stinks.
And then we trade up with them and get Worthy, and Worthy burns them for a big touchdown too. So it's just some of that's ironic. If I was the Bills, I would probably stop trading with the Chiefs because it's not going to work out.
You'd think they'd have learned already, but I guess
they would have learned already.
We're just going to go ahead and do it again.
A lot of this comes down to luck, right? But a lot of it also comes down to just having that champion mentality. I know that sounds corny and stuff, but the Chiefs have been there before. And it is what it is. We did more than the Bills, and I know Buffalo is probably still in depression right now. Not only is it cold and miserable up there, your team just
confirmed. My buddy is still in depression. Yes,
you just blew an opportunity. So and the thing is, like, how many opportunities are you going to get? The Chiefs are obviously having like a, kind of having a monopoly on this, and Pat's not even 30 yet. So you got to think he most likely will get another one or two, I would hope. But there's so many other good teams in the AFC that is it going to be Baltimore? I mean, because Baltimore should Baltimore have been there? Maybe, they blew that. And then the Bengals had a bad season. And then, there's so much, you don't know how long your window is. And, I don't know if it's coming to an end in Buffalo or what they need to do. Sean McDermott, some questionable calls. I know Joe Brady runs the offense, so you got to put some on him as well. But it's and then Justin Reed with that huge stop for the 2-point conversion on Josh Allen. I mean, that goes a long way too. So there was the Chiefs. You look at the little things that the Chiefs do and how the players that they have that make the difference. And Justin Watson catching the 2-point conversion, the Justin Reeds. There's a plan for everybody, and they executed enough, and they're back in the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, and just to wrap back around, like the Bills having their chances. That ball hit Dalton Kincaid in the hands. I mean, I'm not saying it was a perfect throw, but I mean,
it's an incredible throw for him being throwing that off his back leg as he's getting sacked,
and it hit him in the hands. And you've
got
to make
people think it was a perfect throw is a little bit crazy. Like
it wasn't a perfect throw, but if you're
he did everything he could.
But it wasn't like Tyreek Hill getting hit in the face against the Bucks and just not catching it. But it wasn't like that perfect of a scenario. I'm on board.
I mean, that's the difference between Super Bowl teams and not Super Bowl teams. Like Travis Kelce's not dropping that ball. I don't care if he had a mediocre.
Not in the playoffs. He's not
dropping that.
No, he's not.
Absolutely not.
It's kind of like what's his name? Who was that running back from the Bucks? Also, he called himself Lenny Fournette called himself Playoff Lenny.
Yeah,
there's like Playoff Travis or Playoff Kelsey. Like he might not have had probably his worst regular season in a long time, and who knows if he's going to be done after the Super Bowl. But he always comes alive in the playoffs, and I hate it. But I'm on board kind of with Nick. I would have liked to see the Bills dethrone Patty. I think they're 0-4 now in AFC Championship against him. That's horrendous.
The Bills between the early 90s when they went to 4 straight Super Bowls and lost, and now they're like, they haven't been to 4 straight championships, but just to have that team that just they can't get over the hump is got to be crazy. I will say this: if the Bills do ever win a Super Bowl, I almost want to see it just to see what the parade and what the mafia does, because it'll be
chaos.
It'll be chaos. Yeah, it'll be.
The Eagles already had someone die, and they didn't even win.
The
Super Bowl. So that's an interesting.
Someone would definitely die in Buffalo. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Especially with how cold it is.
Yeah, they get knocked out and have their nuts stick to the sidewalk.
Wasn't it those Chiefs fans that froze?
Yeah, it was Chiefs that froze, and then we had a local radio station here, the Ray Show, great show. And this is a national story, but apparently up in Canada, hear about this? This dude got in a fight, and then he got knocked out, and then his nuts froze to the sidewalk.
No.
It's like Buffalo's Canadian weather, so Canada weather. Oh, Some nuts would be frozen to sidewalks in Buffalo with how drunk they'd get.
Likely. And I won't harp on the game too much, but the Chiefs really did outplay them. Obviously, some questionable refs things. When games like this happen, I'm fine if you want to like lament for the first like 8, 12 hours, maybe even 24 after the game is over, because I do the same thing. You got to unpack all your feelings and your issues. But like today, I'm still seeing Bills fans sharing the first down conversion or whatever, and I'm like, just stop, man. Like it's
you know what they should be doing.
They're not going to go back and change the call at this point.
Yeah, nope. But you know what they should be doing?
What's that?
They should be going on Underdog Fantasy, putting all their money on the Eagles because they hate the Chiefs, using promo code RTK. Spend 100, get 100 back. Put all your Star Wars towards something good and help us help yourself out. And if you're confident in the Eagles doing it, put it on the Eagles. Or if you want to be all secretive and put it on the Chiefs because they're your daddy and you really do kind of love them, then put it on the Chiefs. But yeah,
there you go.
Promo code, boom, and SeatGeek. Look at that.
Right there.
Cool.
Yep.
Oh, that's fun. There you go. So so just listen to Coach and hit up Underdog Fantasy and SeatGeek and use our promo code.
Yeah, if you're crazy enough to go to the Super Bowl, you might as well try and save yourself $20 so you can get yourself a pretzel.
Right. I think
that's where I thought you were going when you launched into the Underdog. I thought you were going.
So a good friend of mine lives in NOLA, lives in New Orleans. He does some work down there, and he offers like, dude, come down. You can stay in the apartment. I was like, bro, like you need to Airbnb that, right? Because he's like a 10-minute drive from the stadium, from Caesar Stadium, and just make yourself a lot of money because I can't go down there and spend $6,000 on a ticket.
No, exactly.
It's insane. It's just unfortunate, when you look at these ticket prices, these diehard fans, like, yeah, some diehard fans have money. Maybe they've saved for the last 4 years. Did you just put in that Fly Eagles Fly?
No, I didn't.
No, it just randomly popped up. Who knows?
God, Fly Eagles Fly. Yeah, I know you're one of your sons is an Eagles fan. So
yes, my oldest is an Eagles fan.
I won't say anything bad about that because he's a little kid, but
yes,
yeah, you know my thoughts. But yeah, no, it sucks that the Super Bowl prices are just so ridiculous. Because before, you could, honestly, if tickets were like 1,000, okay. I got a free place to stay. I could stomach that, but like 6, dude, I could. Yeah, no.
Yeah, for me, we're 6 just isn't even in the ballpark.
It's not even ball. Like, well, the funny thing is, like, I was on, on SeatGeek looking, and they're like tailgate included. I mean, I guess if you're getting free food,
I get free beer for $6,000.
If I just spend $6,000, it's like one of those things. Like you want to eat and drink as much as you possibly can to get your money's worth, but you're never going to get your money's worth, and then you're going to be passed out and not be able.
Well, and then you don't even remember the Super Bowl that you spent $6,000.
Yeah, so it's a no-win situation. No. It really is. But
and it used to be. I wouldn't even say it's reasonable, but it used to be like 3,000.
Right,
and that was already out of control.
It's out of control, and this will never happen, but. What the NFL really should do is just tier it out, right? And they should not necessarily make the tickets resellable for over a certain amount. Obviously, you're going to have your corporate people, but like, even if it's like the upper bowl, have like the real fans there, I think is important because, you look at the Super Bowl and you see a ton of people wearing Eagles or Chiefs jersey, whatever it may be, and they still got the tags on the back. It's like they just bought it.
God!
Like they don't.
Well, remember the Brady Super Bowl in Tampa Bay? They all had Brady jerseys, and you could still see the tags hanging off the hats.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. They don't know.
It's a status thing. It's not.
It's a status thing. Yeah, it is 100%. It's to say you went to the Super Bowl, you can put that on your LinkedIn or your LinkedIn profile or something like that. LinkedIn. Yes.
All right. So let's get to our predictions. I'm just going to start. I'm not going to give my final prediction, but just on
ladies
paper.
First.
Thank you. On paper, and I want to be sick right now because the Chiefs are in it again, and
bro, your background and like you can, it's like really bad CGI right here.
Right here.
Yeah, right here. It's like
Okay. So, anyways, on paper, the Eagles should win. I think they have better players and more depth in every position, essentially, than you guys. I don't think it's going to work out that way. I think the Chiefs are going to win, and I'm going to be miserable, and you're going to be ecstatic. And I don't know how Broncos or Raiders, or if there's a Chargers fan out there, how you come back from that. Like, I already can't come back from. What do you have? 3? What does Mahomes have? 3 already?
Yes.
But 2 in a row. Yeah. I just don't know. There's no coming back from that, and I'll just be very miserable. But my final prediction will be that the Eagles win by like 3 points, 31-20.
You just what did you just say, dude? I am
so my instincts say the Chiefs will win, but my prediction is that you don't.
Okay.
It's the same thing as last week. I said the Bills are going to win. I had a feeling that you guys were going to ruin my life and win.
Okay.
So I'm going 31-28 Eagles.
Somebody else ruined your life. Don't blame it on the Chiefs.
Yeah, debatable.
Go ahead.
Nick, we'll save Coach for last.
Yeah, unfortunately I'm in the same boat. I just don't see a scenario where the Chiefs lose. And it feels a little better, like you said, the Eagles winning by 30. I think if they didn't win by 30, they're probably 4.5, 5-point underdogs going into this game. I think they looked a little more competitive. Obviously, if Saquon can get going, their offense is incredible. But I think I'm going to go with 27-23 Chiefs.
27-23.
I think they get it done.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm actually.
What are the chances Coach saves us here from a sweep?
Yeah, no, I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs. There's no doubt. I'm just kind of waiting for what. I was trying to wait for what he was going to put on. All right, how about this? When the Chiefs win, and we do our post Super Bowl episode, I get control of what gets put on the bottom.
The ticker. Yeah.
On the ticker. Spelling and grammar will probably not be right, but that's what I don't.
You can send it to us through text first, and we'll proofread it, and then
we'll proofread it, and then we'll decide.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, no, it's I'm not taking the Eagles lightly. When you have a man beast like Saquon Barkley, what do they call him, Quadzilla? You gotta have a little bit of nerves there. Jalen Hurts is gonna really have to stay up. I can't even pay attention with all this friggin' bullshit you got going on down there. How about you just stop and let coach speak? Because it's just
real quick. Is this going to be one where I need to take another nap?
It's you know what, people loved it. I got so many messages from people saying how much they loved my rant that I lost count. Okay, I'm making that up, but still in my mind that's what happened. Chiefs are going to win. They are going to win. I'm going to go 35-31. The MVP will be Patrick Mahomes again. Chris Jones is going to get a couple big sacks. Trent McDuffie's going to make a big interception. I think Saquon's going to have a decent game, but we're going to do enough to stop the team and get the dub. So the Chiefs will have won 3 Super Bowls in a row. I will come on here and be insufferable. So one way or the other, if we lose or we win, I'm going to be insufferable. So just be.
What do you mean will be?
Yeah, I am insufferable.
You are insufferable.
Thank you.
I think if Saquon has a good game, that means you lost, though. I think he's going to be the key.
Yeah, but again, in Spags we trust. We'll go back to this. In Spags we trust.
Well, it's against the best defensive coordinator in the NFL right now.
Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about Caliendo and them exposing him. I mean, I could probably get by Caliendo, and the fact that we're not buttered up on the O line because Jalen Carter's been a beast. Another guy the Raiders could have drafted, but they didn't, so that's cool.
And Nolan Smith, who also
both guys you guys could have drafted, but decided to be idiots. So, and that's just continuing your franchise into desolate. You should get regulated into the Arena Football League, but yeah. So we're gonna get the dub. Bada bing, bada boom. Chiefs, repeat. Let's go.
You mentioned Mahomes winning the MVP, so I just wanted to go take a look. I think getting Travis Kelce at plus 1,800 would be pretty good value.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be bad value at all.
Yeah.
His final send-off before he goes and impregnates Taylor Swift, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that Sky Moore might play. I literally
That's a
forgot
big.
he was
That's
in the
actually I
NFL.
forgot to say big news. Sky Moore, Chiefs fans, is back. So yeah, the Eagles should be even more worried now.
I thought he was in the CFL. Honestly, I thought.
Yeah,
he was
Sky
out of
Moore's
the
a
league.
chump. Sky Moore's a chump.
No. I mean, he caught a touchdown in the last Super Bowl.
He
so
did.
there you go.
He did. But Sky Moore's a chump. There's no.
Yeah,
other
that was
way.
another miniature wide receiver that you drafted in the second round or whatever.
Yeah, somehow we draft bad people, and somehow we're still winning Super Bowls and winning the division. Well, you guys don't come at me because I'm gonna cut you down.
I'm just saying he's small. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
But
You're fine. You're fine. So I guess you just said he's a chump. How are you gonna say he has heart?
He's got heart, but he's a chump. It's like the Special Olympics. You know what I mean? You cheer for him, but it's, dude. I worked for the Special Olympics and volunteered, so don't come at me with this woke
Participate.
bullshit. Okay,
Yeah.
I participated too.
Gold or bronze?
I won gold in wrestling. They're strong. They're strong. Let me tell you, man. They're strong, but I did it.
All right. Before Coach gets us blocked or banned,
We're
or
not gonna
whatever
get
the heck.
blocked. God, we gotta
won't
get
get blocked.
president. Okay.
Okay.
Stop.
So I'm the only one taking the Eagles. I will say that I am also a chump, and I'm putting bets on both teams, and then I'm just going to hopefully cash out on both of
Using
them.
that promo code RTK on Underdog. Look at you.
You know it. Yeah.
Look at you.
And because I'll be in Massachusetts this weekend, so I can punch that in. Because Connecticut doesn't allow it, so there you go. But
look at you driving to make money, one way or the other.
Well, it's my son's birthday, but yeah. So yeah. And he gets to see his third Eagles Super Bowl appearance in his lifetime, and he's turning 7. I have seen one Raiders Super Bowl appearance in my lifetime, and it was a goose eggs loss.
Yeah.
And I'm 36, so that's some complicated math.
It's really not. You guys just suck, and your son picked a good team.
That's true. Yep. That's true.
That's
yeah.
the math.
That's
fair.
Yeah, fair. Your kid's too young to have picked a team yet, right, Nick?
No, she's a Broncos fan. She's forced.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And my stepson, Chiefs fan. He was born and they won the Super Bowl, so he's the chosen one.
Yeah, that's a pretty good start. And I raised my sons as Raiders fans, and they both noticed how much they lose and defected. And one is a Lions fan, and one is a.
They're like, hey, this really sucks. Let's not do this.
And they're
right.
Yeah, they're smart kids.
Right. And my son was born the morning that the Eagles beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. So that was at least a little gift for me coming from the East Coast. I wanted them to lose.
Yeah, that's a win.
Besides the gift of my first child, yes. So the only other news really to track on is obviously while Coach is getting ready for all of his, he's still alive in the season. Nick and I are kind of paying attention to the Senior Bowl going on right now. The East-West Shrine Games, the Raiders did hire a head coach, which we didn't talk about much, which we don't have to, is Pete Carroll. Raiders fans are excited about it. It's obviously not Ben Johnson, but it's somebody with experience, someone that's won at both levels. He'll bring some stability, hopefully, to the organization, and he'll get the defense and hopefully the offense on the right page. But basically, I'm already looking at prospects for the draft.
Yeah, the last
mock draft season.
Before we came on here, we just had a mock draft come out. He had Will Johnson going to the Raiders, and I think it was like not Nolan Smith. He's a D tackle for Texas A&M going to the Broncos, and then they had us picking like a O lineman guard combo, which I think will end up happening because I think Trey Smith probably will bounce free agency. But yeah, we next week after the Super Bowl next week. So the next couple of weeks, we got combine, we got draft, we got all that fun stuff to talk about in the off season. Which despite being champs, I love draft season.
Yeah, well, it's really all I have to live for anymore now, and we still blow it at the draft just like
I don't know how you're living still, but
I'm running Super Bowls in April.
Yeah,
right. And I just Coach has watched the last however many drafts with me, and I'm always miserable at the end of them. So
yes, it brings me joy.
Yeah, well, there you go.
It brings me joy.
So we won't break into that too much. I don't know if Nick, there was anything you saw with those practices going on that we should highlight
Not a ton. The only thing I wanted to highlight was have you guys seen the Justin Tucker stuff today?
Oh my God. All the memes about him going to the Browns and like
AFC North is
AI is incredible. The photos
I didn't actually.
generating.
So what are they alleging happened?
6 inappropriate. It's kind of like Deshaun Watson. Very similar.
Yeah.
6 inappropriate complaints from massage parlors in the Baltimore area, which I can't imagine there's that many nice
banned
massage
from like
things.
2 spas and it's not good.
And he said he's never been asked not to go back to any of them. And he issued a statement today, pretty much calling it all, lies and stuff. But a tweet surfaced from like 2021 where someone with only like 100 followers said, I'm not going to say much, but Justin Tucker has been asked not to return to a couple massage parlors in Baltimore. So that is resurfaced 4 years later.
Cool.
So there's probably some credibility to it.
Gotta have a story.
Disaster.
Yeah. So, at least they waited to break the story till the season ended.
That could be why he's not kicking very well, because he's not getting legit massages either.
That's already a theory. Yep. It's already coming around. It's not the NFL without a scandal, and there always has to be something. Usually, it's like arrests or gun possession or DUIs where you kill somebody's dog and the driver and you ruin the season and all that. But Justin Tucker's taking the light for right now and taking a little heat off Deshaun Watson. But I don't know.
Raiders will be back in the spotlight soon, my friend.
Yeah, somebody will do something.
Somebody will do something.
Or they'll release Justin Tucker and then we'll sign him.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
That'll make sense. But yeah, no, I'm basically already just working on my draft board because that's all I have to do.
Your quarterback's going to be Russell Wilson or Sam Darnold, so we'll end on that.
You've been saying Kirk Cousins for like 2 months now. You're dropping that?
Yeah, it's going to be one of the 3.
Dude, I'm talking myself into Jalen Milroe more every day.
Dude, he's had a terrible Senior Bowl. If you pick him,
it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible.
If you pick him at number 6,
I would love that. I would
love that, and it would be Black Daniel Jones all over again.
I will lose.
If you pick him at 6,
if they take Jackson Dart at 6 or Jalen Milroe at 6, I will break my laptop, 100% or something.
The live stream will be great for that then.
Right. Well, then it'll just be you two. It'll just be you and Nick.
It'll be a 2-man podcast.
It'll probably be our highest view count ever. But,
probably.
So we'll start getting into that stuff. I'll try not to get into the draft stuff now, but that's really all I'm focusing on. And I have a strong feeling that Coach is going to be celebrating a week from this Sunday, but I'm gonna say it's the Eagles for my son's sake, for my sake, for Nick's sake. Fly Eagles fly, right, Coach?
For 90% of America's sake.
Most of them are hoping that the stadium just falls apart like at
honestly,
you sound like the wolf guy. Nice.
The Eagles aren't even a good team to cheer for either because their fans suck and it's a bad Super Bowl.
What I like though is at least it's 2 fan bases that are full of like rabid demons.
That's true.
Like
just let them go at
like I said, like Commanders and Chargers. Like who would even go to that Super Bowl?
Well, still the same rich people that don't really care.
Right, but there wouldn't be any fight for diehards to get there because there are no diehards for those fan bases. But like Chiefs and Eagles, there's gonna be some fights if actual fans are allowed to attend.
Yeah.
But I at least think that idea that you had coaches go to New Orleans, not go to the game, but just party in the city pretty much for 3-4 days or whatever.
But, like New Orleans is such like an old city. Like I know they do it big for Mardi Gras and stuff. I just think everything would be so overpriced and so crowded and it's just.
Yeah,
not the funnest.
If the Chiefs do win, are you going to the parade?
Potentially, yeah. I probably. But the parade, dude. Obviously, going down the parade, man. Like I thought about that the last couple of years, and I'm just like, it is such a shit show after the last year with the shooting and stuff. Like, I watch from afar. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
You got to go to one.
Probably the right choice.
Yeah, I'll try and go to one. I mean, the Blues parade when the World Cup in 2019 was crazy, but I don't think I'll.
Yeah,
we'll see. The show will sponsor me to go so I can go live. I'll go.
Yeah, I don't know about that. See how we do.
We'll have to talk to the decision makers.
Yeah, we'll talk to the
run that up the chain.
Yeah, run that up the chain. That's right. Thanks.
All right. Well, that is all we have for now. We have our Super Bowl predictions locked in. Get in your bets. Underdog Fantasy, SeatGeek, get all that $20 off your $6,000 tickets. This is the last game of the 2024 season, and I'm so depressed. And it's the Chiefs, once again, is going to be the last memory in my mind. That sucks.
There's not enough Not enough buffalo chicken dip in the world to make me happy next Sunday.
Yeah.
You'll find something to help yourself, I'm sure, though.
Little
All right.
whiskey.
Well, and that's the end of the show. And then after this, draft time. And Fly Eagles Fly. There we go. This is great.
Let's go Chiefs, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.